Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you how to make this cupcake card. So let's get started. So what you'll need is a 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of white cardstock. You're going to go ahead and score that at 4 1/4 to make a standard size card here. This out of the way. Okay. And then you're just going to go ahead and fold your card. And just go ahead and score it with the golden folder here. Okay. And then you're going to take a 5.5 by 4 1/4 sheet of designer paper. I'm using this pink doodle line paper. And what you're going to go ahead and do first is take a 1 1/4 circle punch, and you're going to go ahead and punch a hole. Let's go ahead and do it this way. For the window, the peekaboo window for the cupcake, and you want to go ahead and push your punch all the way in so there's room for a sentiment at the very bottom. Okay, so it'll look like that. And let me just go ahead and apply an adhesive. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and mat this on top of your card. Okay, and then you're going to take your 1 1/4 circle punch again, and you're going to punch another hole. These paper shapers punches aren't intended to cut through 2 sheets of paper, so this is why I'm punching it one at a time here. Okay, and then what you want to go ahead and do is take similar designer paper. I'm using this strip here on the outside of my card, so you want to take sort of, a matching color from one sheet, and luckily this actually is two-sided, so I'm going to go ahead and punch with my 1 1/4 circle punch, and then I'm going to take a 1 1/2 scallop punch, and I'm going to go ahead and punch through that. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a scallop border for my circle window. Okay, so this is what that created. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is take my Stampin' Up! 2-way glue and just kind of glue that up a little bit. And then you want to just go ahead and line up that little scallop around your circle, and then just sort of push that down. So this is what you get. Okay. And then so you want to go ahead and take a 1 1/2 by 5.5 strip of designer paper, and you're going to go ahead, and I put adhesive on there already for sake of time. Just going to go ahead and adhere that down to your card. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on the cupcakes here. So you want to, I'm actually using the Martha Stewart cupcake punch. Super cute punch, I love it. Works really well with double-sided paper because you get 2 colors or 2 patterns. So I already punched out 2. I'm going to go ahead and punch out another one. Okay, I think I'm going to use the pink one for the window. Okay, so what you're going to go ahead and do is just take some adhesive, and you're just going to go ahead and lay these down on your card. These cupcakes are so cute. My best friend Bona actually is a cupcake lover. She loves cupcakes, so I'm actually going to give her one of these cards. So you got 2 cupcakes down, and then what you want to go ahead and do to make sure that your cupcake fits in the window, and I'm going to use dimensionals for the one in the window, you want to just go ahead and adhere it through the hole to make sure that it fits when you open and shut the card. Okay, so you just kind of eyeball it here to make sure it fits through the window. Okay, just like that. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and work on the sentiment. So for the front, just get some stuff out of the way here. I'm going to stamp the sentiment for you, and this is from the Fundamental Phrases stamp set by Stampin' Up. I'm going to go ahead and use my Stamp-A-Majig here, and I'm going to use the Chocolate Chip Classic Ink by Stampin' Up. So the Stamp-A-Majig, for those of you who haven't used the Stamp-A-Majig before, I love this thing. It actually helps you stamp your images straight, or your sentiments most importantly, straight on a card or on a layout or what have you. Because not everybody, like me, can mount the stamps from Stampin' Up! Straight, so they're not always mounted straight, and so the Stamp-A-Majig allows you to stamp straight. Just like that. Okay, and then in the inside of the card, I'm going to use a stamp, Celebrate One Cupcake at a Time. See that? And this is from the Sweet Sentiments stamp set by Stampin' Up. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and do it this way here, because we're dealing with a longer stamp. Okay. And I'm just off here. Let me just try to get this centered so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to sort of center that there. Excuse me. Okay. And then you're just going to go ahead and stamp. Okay. Looks like that. Okay, and then the last step is I want to get some ribbon on here. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and round off the corners. Just really quick. Just give it a little clean look. Okay, got a little piece stuck in there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put some ribbon on here. Oops. And I'm going to come back and actually cut the edges there off of my corners on the back side of the card. Forgot to do that. Oops, looks like it wants to go this way. Set the back corners here. Almost forgot those. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do is put some dazzling diamonds or some glitter on my cupcakes to give it a little something. And I'm just using my Stampin' Up! 2A glue pen. And just going to take some of the glitter here. Okay. And there you have it. And here's the original card. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. Bye.